Guys, good morning everybody, and welcome to our online small chops class. So today we'll be starting with our off puff. So this is where I started blending my pepper and onions to keep aside because I don't want to have anything that will delay me. And note that this is optional, it's not compulsory at all. So I start by sieving my flour and then keep it outside. I just want to arrange everything, that's the mise en place, everything, so it will be easy for you to do your work. So this is where I was showing you everything that I needed to use. That's the sugar, the flour, yeast, pepper, salt, and we start by measuring our flour. So I was using 250 grams of flour here for this puff puff, and then I wanted to use 80 grams of sugar. You can use any gram as that is a choice. So this is where I mix the sugar and the flour in a bowl, and then I'll be going in with my salt. So this is the salt. A pinch of salt is okay. So your measurement should just depend on whatever measurement you are doing. You should know the kind of salt, maybe whatever your ancestors say you should do. So this is the milk flavor. This is also not compulsory, but if you really want to get, at least to get that milky taste, you need this. And as well, it will give you that kind of vanilla smell and all, so you need this. Many people use milk for their puff puff, but me, I don't. So instead of that, I would rather go for the milk flavor to save cost and other things. After you're using this for business, even if you're using it for your own consumption, it's still okay. So I was using half teaspoon of the flavor. So I added half teaspoon and then a little bit of the flavor. So I don't want it to be too much, so it will not be too pronounced. So I was going to add my yeast here, and I don't know why I kept my 1 teaspoon. So I use half teaspoon twice is 1 teaspoon, right? So this is 1.5 teaspoon of yeast. Then that's the last thing. The last thing we are going to use now is water to mix it. I don't want to use my hand. Some of you here, you talk about let's use why don't you use hand glue? You don't use hand glue for things like this. So instead of using my hand to be dirty, I decided to go with the turning stick. You can use your hand if it's something you're making at home that you want to eat, you can use your hand. And if you feel maybe it's something much, like you want to make a very plenty puff puff, I don't think you can use your turning stick. Maybe you have to just wash your hands to be very clean and use it to mix everything very well. Everything should mix and until you get to this, just like this. I don't want it to be too watery or too thick. We're not making buns. You cover it, use a tablecloth to keep it aside for like 45 minutes. You bring it back. Let's say 45 minutes or even 20 minutes, depending on when your puff puff rise. You bring it back, and this is where you add the pepper that we blended before. This year I'll be adding that pepper and onions. Like I said, it's optional. It's not compulsory. And if you want to add much, you can add much. It depends. If your customer wants you to add pepper for them, you add the price of pepper for them, because things are really expensive now. And if they want it normal, you give it to them normal without the pepper. It doesn't matter. So you mix everything very well. Then you get your scooping cup. That's it over there. That yellow cup you are seeing there. That is what we are going to be using. You put your pot on fire, put in your oil so it will get hot. Then you come in and pour your puff puff in the cup. You can get this cup anywhere in the market. You can get it anywhere. It's not cost. I think I got mine for 3.5 or so. So I had to put an onions inside to be sure that it's already hot and ready to fry. So this cup actually to help you get any measurement you want. If you want your puff puff to, so if you want your puff puff to be very big, it depends on how you leave it to come out. If you want it very, very small, you just put it when it's already coming down, you cut it again. That is how you use it. And we don't need to use your hand. It's going to make your work look rough. And for those that don't know how to use their hand to scoop, somebody like me, I don't really know how to. So I rather use that cup to make my work neat and to give you a very round ball. This is where I was using my hand, so you see the difference. Look at how that shape is already looking. The other puff, see the way the shape is coming out. I don't even understand. But at the end of the video, I will show you the two of them, the one I used the cup and the one I used my hand. So this was what I was getting. This is the first batch I used my hand. If you see the second batch I used with my hand, you will just laugh. Anyway, you see it there at the end of the video. So when you're done, like, it's already brown. I don't know, anyhow you want your puff to be, maybe golden brown or very, very brown, is your choice. But please don't let the oil get too hot to the point that it will just get burnt. So this is when I use the cup, and this is how it came out. This is it. Like I said, pepper is optional, onions is optional. So I was just trying to open it for you guys to see. That's when I use the cup. And just look at what I did with my hand. Although there are some that are still okay down, but then, so thank you so much, and we'll be having our next class.